Today, we have some exciting updates about Huawei's comeback in the smartphone market and how they're giving Apple a run for its money in China. If you're a tech enthusiast, you definitely don't want to miss this. So let's dive right in. Huawei once had its eyes set on ruling the Chinese smartphone market. However, due to a lack of chipsets and 5G capabilities, they had to take a back seat, allowing Apple to dominate. But the tables have turned and Huawei is back with a vengeance. They're making sure Apple doesn't get another chance to rule or even enter the Chinese smartphone market again. Recently, Huawei dethroned Apple in terms of smartphone sales in China, but that's not all. They're also beating Apple in the software sector. A new report from Counterpoint Research reveals that Huawei's Harmony operating system is performing exceptionally well in both the Chinese and global markets, while Apple's iOS has seen a significant decline worldwide. This shift is largely due to the new features and generative AI capabilities available only on Android devices. Speaking of HarmonyOS, it has doubled its global market share from 2% to 4%. In China, its market share has surged by an impressive 177% compared to the last quarter. Although the increase is just 1%, it's a remarkable growth and signifies more achievements for Huawei in the future. This is the first time ever that HarmonyOS has overtaken Apple iOS in China. Counterpoint Research attributes this shift to the overwhelming support of Chinese customers for native products rather than foreign-made devices. It's clear that the loyalty and preference for homegrown technology are strong driving forces behind this success. In response, Apple is gearing up to launch iOS 18, which will include all those AI features missing in the previous versions. It'll be interesting to see how this will affect the competition in the future. Will Apple regain its lost ground, or will Huawei continue its upward trajectory? Now moving on to some exciting news about Huawei's upcoming Mate 70 series. In my previous video, I mentioned that the Mate 70 series would likely use new camera solutions to enhance the photography experience. And guess what? According to a new leak, this series will focus heavily on improving picture and video recording capabilities. Tipster Digital Master has reported that the Mate 70 series has entered the final stage of development and may soon appear on certification sites. The flagship series is expected to feature a new and significant ISP imaging chip to enhance video recording. For those who aren't familiar, ISP stands for Image Signal Processor. It's a special processor that turns raw image data into usable form by performing various operations like noise reduction, auto exposure, autofocus, ATR correction, filtering, and more. This chip also helps achieve high-quality pictures and video recording scenarios with great accuracy. While the specific details and key parameters of this chip are still under wraps, one thing is certain. Huawei is putting a lot of effort into the camera section of the Mate 70 series, and I'm confident it will outperform many competitors in the market. What do you think about Huawei's comeback and their new Mate 70 series? Are you excited about the advancements in HarmonyOS and the upcoming iOS 18? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, the story continues, and I'll keep you updated with the latest tech news. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. In just a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.